News with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, deputies in Ohio said they pulled over an Amish buggy complete with alcohol and a stereo system early last weekend. Just before 1 a.m., county sheriff's deputies said they saw two Amish dudes drinking alcohol while riding on the back of this horse and buggy. The deputies said there was a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra on the buggy. Deputies said the people riding it ran and scurried into the trees while the horses continued up by themselves down the road. There were several open bottles of alcohol in the buggy, as well as the radio system just bumping. The buggy was towed, and deputies found someone to take care of the horses until they were claimed.
Yeah, those horses could have been taken care of if they were in Kentucky. I'll tell you that right now. As far as the Amish go, I'm generally a fan. I'm not sure about the beard minus the mustache. That seems like you just take the part that catches the food and you forget about the part the chicks love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who's it for?
It's kind of their mullet. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Although, if you did sport that beard with no mustache and a mullet, you would turn the corner with me. I would be back in love with you.
Add a couple of payas.
Yes, I've never seen that look, but
Is their mullet party in the front, business in the front?
That's right. It's all business. Now, I think these guys were probably not Amish, but they probably just wanted to drink and drive or drink and ride.
Maybe.
They've never been to a barn raising. They've been to a few dick raisings, but they've never been to a barn raising.
Well, apparently, and this is just anecdotal from things I've heard, you can still get a DUI on like a bicycle.
I don't, my whole...
So many people said yes in this section.
No, I know. Listen, I don't like that. And I'll tell you why I don't like the DUI on the bicycle. Because nobody has ever stood up at a Mothers Against Drunk Driving meeting when they had to share their tragedy. And they're like, my little Tammy was walking home from soccer practice and she was T-boned by a guy in a Schwinn. And we buried her right there. We literally put the Virgin Guadalupe candles right where she lay.
It's a fair
Nobody
point.
ever said I was driving my kids to soccer practice in a van and a guy in a Huffy hit us and the van exploded.
Worst day of our lives?
Yeah.
My whole thing is if you want to ride a skateboard, a jet ski, a mountain bike, and you want to do it shit face, that's between you and your God. Now you can say, well, it is pretty dangerous to ride a skateboard when you're drunk.
Right.
It's fucking dangerous to ride a skateboard when you're sober. I've seen people eat shit all day on skateboards. That's your fucking business.
That's true.
And by the way, if you kill yourself on a jet ski when your blood is well over the legal limit, we don't need you. That's Darwin taking out the garbage.
Yeah.
What do we want you to do? Come back and procreate and have a whole bunch of drunk people who thinks it's a good idea to ride a jet ski when you're lit? Fuck that. You do whatever you want. When you hurt somebody else, then you got to pay the price. The car can hurt somebody else. If you want, by the way, if you couldn't ride a donkey drunk, you'd have to arrest the entire country of Mexico. Now, does anyone want to do that?
No, God,
I'm asking.
No.
Think of the logistical nightmare that would be.
How would they get to work?
That's the least of their problems.
So I don't like that idea.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure that they know.
Yeah.
A huge fire at a cattle breeding facility in Australia has caused thousands of dollars of damage after at least 100 cylinders containing bull semen were destroyed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, according to ABC, it took 10 fire crews more than 10 hours to fully extinguish the semen fire. They didn't call it that. The county fire authority said the crew had to be wary of projectiles coming at them while they tackled the blaze. He said, quote, the liquid inside the cylinders was rapidly expanding, and essentially the lids of the cylinders were just popping off the top, and projectiles were being thrown from the building.
It'd be good. I think there's some upside here. there's upside, like, if my wife is pregnant and I come back off the road and she's knocked up and I'm like, whoa, what happened here? She doesn't have a whole lot of excuses.
No.
You know what I mean? But if there was a huge jizz factory next door and she sleeps on her back,
legs in the air,
and it blew up, and there was just semen everywhere.
Sleeps with the window open.
She'd have a pretty viable excuse, you know? And I'd be like, what month was that jizz factory explosion? She'd like, it was February. And I'm like, oh, how far along are you? You're lucky, bitch. And I told you we shouldn't have bought next to the jizz factory, but you thought it was a keen idea. You said good schools and good jizz factories. This was Zillow, highly rated, walking distance to the jizz factory. I said it was a bad idea.
But no.
I didn't like some of their safety qualifications, but no. No, I know. I always think about the whole sort of bovine. Is a horse bovine?
They're equine.
Equine. They're equine. I'm from fucking North Hollywood. You're lucky I know the difference between a horse and a cow. I would, but I like the whole idea of the stud. Like I like the idea of and I like if you really distill what it is. Like when they bring the horses over for stud. And I guess like, famous horse or good race horse or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they can charge thousands, tens of thousands. I mean, tens of thousands, like hundreds of thousands. Ooh. So you would know. But I like the notion. I mean, he knows horse cock. Give him a break, everybody. It's his thing. Look, some people collect butterflies. He knows horse cock. It's his thing. Don't judge. Some people like reading novels. He knows horse cock. No, okay. Some people donate it to Soup Kitchen, their time, and okay. All right. But I want to say this. It's a weird thing. Like, it's an interesting business model, which is I ironically bring my horse over, but on a truck. So right there, you don't ride your horse over. No. You wheel your horse over. You take the one thing horses do best and you deny them the right to do it. Then, while the guy who has the chick horses is sitting there, he's just...
Is that the technical term?
What do they call them? What do they call the lady horses? He's just peeling off hundreds and paying you, and I'm just laughing, watching my horse rape your horse. I don't think it would work this way with daughters, You certainly wouldn't get paid. You know what I mean? If I just brought my dude over to your place and we were just standing there and he's having sex with your daughter, and he's like, hey, come on, we said 10 grand.
Feeling a little light.
Feeling a little light.
It's a dowry.
All right, he's done with your youngest. Do you have a middle daughter somewhere here? So I could use more cash. Yeah. These horses, do they do multiple acts? And they do 3? How many times? 3, Brian?
3 times, fool.
So 3 times, and they just show up and they FedEx the horse in on a plane. Wow. Jesus Christ.
Oh, and, Castaway 2.
Yes.
Hear me out.
Yeah, no, I'm all ears.
This time he's not just eating fish.
That's right. Oh no, I think he would ride him around the island like it'd be his friend, like the volleyball was.
For a time, sure.
Right. All right. So you can get hundreds of thousands of dollars for my horse to rape your horse. Look, you call it what it really is. The horse did not consent. It's not like the female horse had a couple of nice dates, said thinks she's thinking about settling down.
It sounds like a great existence, right? Being put out to stud, having sex, for the rest of your life, blah, blah, blah. You know what they do? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a Real Sports on this. You may have seen it too. They have the horse, the stud, go at it with the lady, with the mare, right? And like he's going at it. And right before he finishes, they pull him out and put a leather sleeve on his dick, and he jizzes into that. And they collect the jizz, and they, whatever. They sell it.
Right.
Yeah, so the guy never gets to finish inside of a horse.
Yeah,
the one good part.
I don't know what that job is called. But
it's called Newsgirl.
If you have ever seen...
You're lucky I'm deaf, Brian.
Cross the line. No, I'm saying there's certain jobs, like in the NBA, the average height in the NBA, 1954 was 6'1 1/4. Now it's 6'9 1/4. There's certain jobs that just attract certain heights. I feel like this is a short man's game. Okay. You know what I mean? I could not see a guy who was 6'9" trying to get
in there.
that leather sling around that horse dick. Speedy.
Sure,
you need someone small and agile, You're looking for like second baseman in major leagues, you know what I mean?
On his toes.
On your toes, ready to move, reading the horse's eyes.
Pound your glove.
That's right. That's right. Got a bunch of seeds in your mouth, sunflower seeds, just spitting them out.
You're giving signals to the shortstop.
That's right. All right, Gina, sorry, what else we got?
Well, some people may bring a friend or even a pet for emotional support. A New Zealand man took things to a new level. He brought a clown to work, and here's why. Joshua Jack received an email from his employer letting him know that a meeting was being held to discuss his future at the company, and he could bring a friend or family member for support because it was going to be tough. So he brought a birthday clown. Jack paid this dude $100 to accompany him to the meeting and sit beside him. There's the picture.
Yeah.
Oh, it gets better.
I like it.
That's some good satire.
Making balloon animals and miming crying as they fired him.
I love that.
Meanwhile, Jack has gotten another job with a competing company.
I'd hire this guy. I'll tell you, there is a liability here. Like, there is one problem with this idea. And it's a great idea, and I love it. And I've often said that I need to get my kids a rodeo clown so they can just jump in and distract. The joke was basically the bull, meaning like if you think about your life, you just kind of think about all the bad things that have happened and all the things people have said to you in the past, and just kind of rolls around in your head, and you remember the negativity, and there's some things your parents, your school teachers, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. And the thing about the rodeo bull is single-minded, and the bull's like, I got to get that guy off my back, and he's got the guy up there, and his name is Tuffy, and he's a racist, and he's pulling on a rope that goes around the bull's balls, by the way. I don't know if you know that. And the bull's only thinking about getting this guy on the ground, and when he does, he's going to wear him like a maxi pad. And the bull finally throws the guy on his back, and he's lying there, and he's all busted up. And the bull's like, now I'm going to take my horn, and I'm going to pop it through your sternum. And he goes like that, and the last second, the rodeo clown pops out, and the bull goes, oh, well, I guess I'll kill this guy over here. And he just walks away. And I was saying, I'd like to give my son that, because, like, at some point when, some gal was going, Sonny, I don't think the prom would be a good fit, he just jumps out, huh? And then I'd say to my son, what happened at school today? And he'd go, well, I was asking Jenny anyway, there was a clown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a good way to divert a lot of heartbreak in the teenage years.
I could get one for myself, you know what I mean? My wife is like, look, I burnt dinner and I'm fucking your best friend. Hey, wait, who's that? What?
Your agent calls, Adam, you didn't get the next KFC job. No,
rodeo clown.
Rodeo clown. You're not the next Colonel Sanders.
Now, listen, it sounds like a great plan.
Yeah.
Here's the bad part. This has made news. Everyone's into it. I would definitely hire this guy for whatever job. I don't know. What's his name? Did we get his name in there?
Yes, it was Joshua Jack.
Joshua Jack. What I would say to him is if he worked for me, I would definitely hire him. Every single Friday, I'd fucking call him Thursday night and go, hey, Joshua.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to need you to see you in my office, and it's kind of a closed-door thing. It's not a good...
Oh, really?
I don't want to discuss
Hold on, I got to send a quick
I don't
text.
want to discuss it over the phone.
Yeah, no, it's an uncomfortable conversation.
It's uncomfortable, but bring that box that has the weird wooden grain on it. But you can't... So for some reason, we need to keep your belongings in a box that has weird wood grain on it when you get fired. It's the only time you'll ever see that box is when you get fired. But I'll have the box. Yeah. You see me in my office at noon, and then I would just sit there, and he'd walk through the door with his clown, and I'd go, you're in great shape, buddy. I just wanted to see Harpo over here. Make me a poodle out of balloons. So... It'd be good, but
he'd be your clown.
You'd have to threaten to fire him every week
to
get the clown in the office. Sorry.
Well, speaking of KFC has decided that it is not enough to have a fried chicken sandwich like the one over at Popeyes.
Did you guys know that Evel Knievel's mom's name was Eunice? It's called a callback, sweetie.
I get it. Thank you very much for the lesson. Now, the chicken chain is doing chicken and donut sandwiches in select cities. If you're not sure what it is, it's a fried chicken with donuts around it.
Yes,
and not surprisingly, none of those test market locations happen to be places where you have to put the nutritional content on the menu. And the company doesn't have any nutritional information at this time.
Yeah.
Quote, unquote.
By the way, how much... do you need to read up on deep-fried chicken in between two donuts? Now, hold on. I was thinking about eating a kale sandwich, but this one may be better for me.
6 in one, half dozen in the other.
Where is the nutritional information? The nutritional information comes when you hear the word donut, but when you hear the plural of donut, donuts, now rest assured this ain't health food at this point. And when you realize there's chicken that is fried chicken that's in between the donuts, we don't need to read up on this.
That's probably true.
I don't need a calorie count.
I do have an ingredients question because we're looking at the picture. See that little drippage right there?
Yes.
Are we thinking icing, mayo, or bull semen?
That's from the fire.
Yeah. Okay.
That's from the fire.
I wasn't sure.
I think that's glaze.
Also... You know my thing. So my thing is, I got a little test thing. So my thing is like when I'm in charge, my thing is you guys hate L.A., right? All right. So I used to say this. I'd say that the Coliseum's in the middle of L.A. So I would always say, here's what I'm going to do when I'm in charge. On Thursday afternoon at noon, I'm gonna put a big banner that says cockfights free, Raiders fans only. And everybody who shows up at the Coliseum, I will fucking arrest. Because either they've done something or they're gonna do something. It's only 2 categories. These are deadbeat dads. These are the worst people in the world. Now, again, also, I would like to man the phone at the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And anyone who orders Grubhub, any woman who orders somebody to bring Taco Bell to their home for their kids, she shall be separated from her children as well. I will create a utopian society.
It'll take a while, but it's
going to take a while.
We'll get there.
When you put the ant traps out, right? It doesn't die right away. They got to take it back to the hive.
Every once in a while, there's going to be a gal with cerebral palsy who can't drive the van who did this. Hey, this is what happens.
Collateral damage.
Fewer eggs got to break to make an omelet, people.
You think good men didn't die on Omaha Beach?
That's right. That's right.
Good things.
It's exactly the same thing. And as we start to get toward universal health care and government everything and the governmental health care and everyone preaching about free health care, if I see some fat tub of goo come in there and order a sandwich in between 2 donuts, I ain't paying for that shit. That's his. When that guy's liver explodes in 2 years, I don't want to have to pay for his diabetic medication, his insulin, and all that stuff. That guy's getting off the books.
You did this
He's
to
off
yourself.
the books.
He's on his own.
You did this to yourself.
You're doing it to yourself. That's right. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
No problem.
When I'm in charge.
Horrible segue. As she returns to the spotlight, Roseanne Barr has a new look.
Oh, no.
The 66-year-old comedian who's about to embark...
to be fair, it's an old look. Technically, it is an old look.
Is she the new colonel?
Oh, if she gets that shit before I do, I'm going to fire Baby Doll as soon as I get back to L.A.
She's about to embark on a stand-up tour with Andrew Dice Clay, and she tells the Daily Mail TV that she had her stomach fat transferred to her butt. She said, quote, "I have a thing for butts because I never had a butt my whole life, and I've always felt deprived. When I see these Kardashians, I think maybe I could have a butt like that." So far she's had allegedly a gastric bypass, tummy tuck, facelift, nose job, breast reduction, and she's about to go on the road on the Mr. and Mrs. America tour.
It's a weird world we're living in because right about the time all of America hated Andrew Dice Clay, like he was getting boycotted from SNL, and everyone's like, he's a misogynist pig.
Yeah.
We were all in love with the domestic goddess
Yes.
known as Roseanne.
Right, domestic
Who
diva.
could have envisioned a world where those two would be going on tour, and he was the beloved one, and she was the pariah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stick around long enough, people. You will see it all. There's parts of her stories I like, though. Part of the story is her paying a shitload of money to Tom Arnold.
You do like that.
I do like it. I do it because I love when chicks are like, she worked hard. That's her career. He didn't help her. And now he wants to sit around and do nothing and get paid thousands. I'm like, yes, how's it feel, bitch? How's it feel? Yes, tell me the part about his career and his money one more time. She was already established before. One more time. Keep it going. Yeah, before she met him. Before she met him. Established. Keep going. It's the only... I have a little extra energy in this department.
It's okay. It's cathartic. Yeah.
Probably reel it in a little. But I'm just saying, I do like that he cashed in off of her work and deserved none of it. All right, Gina, let's go.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, an Indiana man is recovering from a fractured skull after he fell into a volcano. Clay Chastain was on his honeymoon in St. Kitts when they went for a hike on the tallest peak of the island. He wanted to get a closer look into the crater of the dormant volcano, so he used a rope to lower himself inside and fell the rest of the way when the rope snapped. He suffered a fractured skull, cracked vertebrae, loss of hearing in his right ear, a severe concussion, and guess what? This is the third time this summer that someone has fallen into a volcano.
I don't want these people to ever get out of these volcanoes. I'm sorry. If you're dumb enough, first off, that's God's glory hole. He's just sucking you in. Maybe you say God and glory, you think you're on a good track, and then you put hole at the end, and all of a sudden we veered hard off the highway. But I want to say, we don't need you at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those kind of adventure seekers.
Was she with her fiance or something?
He was, yeah.
Yeah. The fiance, once he got out of the fucking volcano, must have been like, which ear works again, sweetheart? Because I want to yell what an idiot you are into the one that works.
Yeah, the other one, one of the other ones.
I look at, by the way, I look at falling into volcanoes the same way I look at, you know, the guys that are like, I've been hit by lightning 11 times. I'm like, you must be doing something cosmically horrible.
We are trying to get rid of you.
Something's going on.
Something happens.
At some point, you're going to shoot a beetle, or you're going to be piloting a school bus drunk and fall asleep. Like, something's happening.
Yeah, we're trying to intervene.
I'm not going canoeing with your ass, if that's what you're asking.
So the other two people that fell over the summer, one was in Hawaii. They fell into an active volcano, 70 feet, survived. The other one, Crater Lake National Park in Oregon, fell 800 feet and survived.
Hold on. That's Land of the Lost opening shit there. You're going into a different dimension. You don't survive 800 feet.
It says, and
you
I
see
quote,
dinosaurs and Chaka. You fall 800 into a volcano and survive, you're looking at Chaka when you open those eyes.
Yeah.
Chaka was a very important character on the hit TV series Land of the Lost. The worst part, and the slee stacks
the
are
real
down
slow-moving fuckers.
Yeah, if you want to, you know what I'm going to do? When I get back to L.A., we're going to put in like the latest King Kong movie and
Skull Island,
and we're going to put in all these Avenger movies and all that. I'm going to fire up a Blu-ray, and I'm going to say to my son, "This is what you get to watch at age 13." Now we're going to sit down and watch the beginning of Land of the Lost. Let me show you when I was 13 what kind of technology we could enjoy. Because that is... There's Chaka. If you fall into a volcano, this will be the first face you see.
Dawson looks terrible.
I know. Chaka, Max Bada, I don't know if you can do the beginning of Land of the Lost, but I mean, it is some of the worst graphics and the worst special effects you've ever seen in your life. Have you ever seen this show?
No, God, I'm in that other category.
Yes.
The two categories.
Never
seen it.
Never seen it, right.
Or saw it and hate
right.
it.
You probably had a Schwinn and Levi's, too.
Oh, sure
bitch.
did.
I was Land of the
Pogo
Lost, Huffy, and Tough Skins. That was my childhood. Are you allowed? Can you play video, Max Bada?
It's a little slow.
Oh, it's going to be slow. All right. Anyway, worst TV show ever. But at the very beginning was Marshall, Will, and Holly were on a routine expedition.
Okay.
And I remember being 11 going, what the fuck's a routine expedition? You're taking two words and putting them together. Like, they were in a casual bar fight. Like, what?
And an expedition, by definition, like, is exploring unknown places. There's nothing routine about that.
I was 11 and already poking holes in the theme song. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition with the greatest earthquake ever known. High on the rapids, it shook their tiny raft and sent them down 1,000 feet below to the land of the lost. Oh, yeah. Ask me what... Thank you. Gina.
Yeah.
Ask me the middle name of either one of my kids.
What is Natalia's...
No, fucking, I don't got time for that shit. This fucking hard drive is full, you understand?
With important stuff.
Yeah. I've committed to this.
Yeah. Are we going to watch this?
Can you play it? Or can you play the song, even? That would be awesome. If you
I'm going to pee.
We'll see.
Galactic, my friends.
The Slee Stacks.
Marshall, Will, and Holly
Everybody.
on a routine expedition. Met the greatest earthquake
Ever known. High on the rapids, and shook their tiny raft and sent them down 1,000 feet below to the land of the lost. Yes. Thank you.
These people deserve their money back.
Yeah. Now, it's kind of like the Avengers, but not...
Sure.
If I show that to my son, he's going to throw up and then kick the TV set.
Yeah, he'll put a shoe through it.
All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it.
Where'd Brian go? To take the bathroom?
Brian had some sort of, colon emergency. I'm not sure.
All right.
I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad!